Hey, what is happening, everybody? Thank you very much for joining me on the channel. My name is John Denton, and you may be able to tell, guys, I'm not well today. I'm sick. Most people would be tucked up in bed with a cup of lemsip, but I'm here listening to XXXTENTACION's final album, Bad Vibes Forever. It's going to be an emotional one, I'd imagine. Now, quickly before we start, I actually tested some of the songs, just recording them on OBS and uploading them to my channel without listening to them. And they were getting blocked, and I tried it again with tiny snippets and it didn't get blocked. So this reaction will still be a reaction, but the amount of music used will be minimal. But I still wanted to try and risk doing the video. Hopefully, if you're seeing this on YouTube, then it didn't get blocked. But yeah, fingers crossed for me right now, and we'll see what happens.
Confusion thrown into disarray. It's like I really want to amount to be appreciated and to be loved, bro.
I just found my ex bitch, pull up on the next bitch, like what's up, get neck bitch. You really make a nigga uncomfortable, hey.
Weird contrast between the guitar and the lyrics, but you know, he just has that ability to capture a moment, even with just some basic chord structure and a nice melody. Very nice melody, especially the chorus. I get the impression, not unlike his other albums, but you know, I'm expecting this to sound generally more unfinished anyway. But there's just going to be little snippets, little moments, just a collection of moments. And I'm assuming there's not going to be a huge through line through the record or anything like that. It's just still nice to hear his unfinished songs. Very Nirvana, that one. Very Nirvana vibes, very sort of something in the way type of vibes. Very, you know, short little moment once again. Yeah, I mean, like, there is a video that exists of me reacting to this whole song that's up on my Patreon. I couldn't get it up on YouTube even when I tried to dispute it. It just got completely blocked off, unfortunately. It's definitely, you know, one of the strongest songs we've heard from X, I think, since his passing, since the Question Mark album. Feels a bit more complete. I like the features. I like Trippie Redd on this song. I wasn't too keen on his last project that just came out the other week, but I just, yeah, it was a nice combination of the three. A nice song, the production's good, and melody's good.
Triple X, a school shooter, I just need attention, yeah. Saved by the bell, I couldn't hear the bell. Give me bad grades, I don't give a F.
Fucking amazing track. Amazing track. Just from the subject matter, giving a voice. I mean, it's a kind of crazy thing to do, but at least trying to make sense of the mindset of somebody who might go and do that. And then, yeah, give me bad grades, I don't give an F. Just loads of good little lines from Little Wayne. He's taking this one seriously. And then X in the very, very hushed, almost whispered tones. Almost as if it's the inner voices. Very kind of scary, but quite powerful song. Yeah, that was actually incredible. For 1.5 minutes.
Oh my god, I changed your fucking life, yeah.
Your name and up all over my flesh. That boy a hustler to the core. Got it correct. Huh.
I changed your fucking life, yeah. She said, oh my god, I changed your fucking.
Yeah, I mean, Rick Ross never misses as a feature for it. It's a very short one, obviously. You get some of the sound effects you can sort of recognise from Sad there. Probably the weakest song so far on the record. But again, it's so short and they're just these little moments in time that I don't know if that Rick Ross verse was recorded after X died or what. But it kind of felt like it was because it referenced Nip as well. I mean, it was only 2:46, but I like the fact that that song had a bit more room to breathe and some layers got added on in the production at the end, allowing it to soar a little bit more. And while it wasn't the densest song lyrically or anything like that, his ability to convey that sort of feeling throughout not only his singing, but the timing and when he was coming in on the beat, with it changing from the chorus to the verses, and also something as simple as how he was striking the strings on the guitar. It takes you into a different place, and a song like that with a very, you know, fairly basic melody and fairly basic chord structure. We hear songs not dissimilar to that in terms of pure structure on the radio quite a lot, but they're so overproduced and fine-tuned and honed, and all the reverb would be put in, and the little edge of those guitar strikes would have been taken out, and you lose a lot. And I know I probably there's plenty of people out there in the world who prefer that more polished sound, but I definitely prefer the rawer sound, and especially as this one was given room to breathe in some production. That was, yeah, another very strong track. This has been really good, like way better than Skins already. Fucking hell. Just a fucking industrial / new metal song. I've not heard much Kill Station. The fact that this is on the same record as X-Bitch and the same record as I Changed Our Life and School Shooters is just testament to versatility. Unbelievable versatility, never before seen versatility, and it's no wonder that I connected so much with him as an artist from a musical point of view, because my whole thing, obviously if you follow my journey for a while, was having big broad taste and open ears and listening to all sorts of different things, but particularly rock, metal and hip-hop. They are my genres, really. He's the ultimate crossover artist in that space, and also created a new way of capturing the energy of metal. Created is maybe a stretch, but certainly responsible in tracks like Look at Me. Very, very, very strong track. Completely different style, but very strong track. It could have been plucked out of 2001. Not the movie, you know what I mean. That sounded like it could have been like a rough first draft demo of a Smashing Pumpkins song that would go on to be like a big epic song with strings and all sorts of distorted guitars and stuff, that what you'd hear on the album, but like that was the rough first cut. The fact that he, at such a ridiculously young age, could capture all the essences of all these genres.
My ecstasy.
Take you outside.
Yeah, longer track there, an interesting style. I don't think it was my favourite, a little bit too, in some parts, radio poppy. I liked it when X was just speaking again in hushed tones, but more than happy for a track like that to suddenly come in between everything else. You know, we just had a new metal track, we just had something that sounded like it was from a 1993 grunge album, and then like a 2019 slightly poppy synthy number. There'll never be another one, let me tell you that. There'll never be another one.
I keep a secret, fuck it, and send you back home to your people.
That one didn't do a massive amount for me. It was okay, but I didn't really enjoy the feature. It was, yeah, it wasn't really, I didn't enjoy it as much. I'm sorry, but who else in the history of music on the same record, I know this was put together by his label and his people, but regardless, on the same record has a fucking new metal industrial track, and then four tracks later has like a Afrobeat, Afro swing track called Hot Gyal. Are you taking the piss? Listen, it wasn't a classic, but you know, it was pretty vibey, it was pretty wavy, it was alright. I just kind of like amazed at the fact that was on the same album as everything else. And it was like, it didn't sound out of place in the album because it's X, and also didn't sound out of place in that genre. Music like that's on the radio all the time over here. Didn't sound out of place.
She say it tastes like sucking banana or Tropicana or Fanta or bust all in the and I'm scared.
Quiet, yeah. How shall I be quiet, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really strong track, and it was interesting the way that it then broke down into the kind of unfinished demo version. Not too sure why they chose to do it like that, but it is an interesting kind of artistic take. But yeah, Craig Jen is probably somebody I need to listen to more, because I listened to one of his tracks. I think the track with X, if I remember correctly, so my memory's a bit hazy. And I remember liking that one, and yeah, his flow on that type of beat then was excellent. So yeah, and the fact that that came after the track before is just madness. Very repetitive. Okay.
Playing in the cut his tongue out, and hammer fucking nails in the skull.
In the tomb, been doomed since they pull us out the womb. Satan praying on me, she been doing nothing.
I mean, easily one of the strongest songs on the album. Easily.
Man, I never lied, I resides in the
Syringes that's in my kitchen. After mama died, I clean edibles and a bean. Niggas stole my denim jeans, then the thieves DVD. Literally, if I let them here, I'd probably take 20%.
Even took credit for the man I would be. This is a brilliant track.
And prophecy, this just how I introduce myself properly. Kemba.
Jesus, Kemba. I never heard of him. I never heard of him. And that verse was unbelievable. That was amazing. I never heard of that guy in my life. Thought X was good on that. Very dark, religious, like the blood and thunder elements of the Bible in his verse. Very quiet. Joey in a deeper tone again. And then Kemba just came through. He easily, if you talk about winning the track, he devastated on that track. Yeah, that was okay, that track, but it kind of sounded like a cut off from the Question Mark album that, maybe like something that would have been left on the cutting floor, but it sounded okay.
Oh my dude, look my wrist, she gon' fall. Yeah, okay. Vader, bitch, Luke Skywalker.
Well, that's probably the weirdest song I've heard of the year. Just disturbing, unsettling, unpleasant, weird.
Hey, my name is Water Libos. Hey, Water Libos. Hey,
Yeah, almost a UK drill beat there. Not quite slow enough, I say, and the pitched up bass isn't there, but not dissimilar.
If the bitch gets some money bag with some booty, I might pop her off, yeah.
Almost sounds like Ski Mask should be on this track, right? Again, yeah, like the last three songs have they've been okay. I understand why they're on the record, but I don't really think they've been on the same level as some of the other stuff on here. Again, like I understand why they're on the record. I don't think they should have been taken off. I understand what this is, but it just, again, that just felt a little bit like it didn't have the edge of Look at Me. It didn't have the subtlety of some of his other music. It was alright, but I feel like when X is in that lane, I've got to be honest, I completely forgot this was an XXXTENTACION song. It felt like something. I mean, no, we got Kamani Marley, we got Steph London on here as well. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't sound like anything that we've ever heard from him, not even the Hot Gal track, but it's a good track.
Put the blade down.
That was actually a beautiful track. It was really nice to hear X with a guy with a very, very strong voice like that. And Jimmy Levy, I don't know the artist, but a sad song as well. Wanna Grow Old, I Won't Let Go. I mean, very sad, emotional song, obviously. Anyway, but given what's happened, truly tragic. But yeah, very, very nice track. And again, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but the variety on this record is actually insane. It's unheard of. It's unheard of. And it's everything that I stand for as somebody who loves music, that you should open your ears up to everything and see what you like. There's so much music out there. There's so many interesting styles out there that could speak to you. Or even if they don't speak to you immediately, you can try and appreciate what it is that the fans of that genre appreciate about it. And maybe you'll get an understanding, or maybe you'll find new things that you love. I mean, that's clearly what he was all about. And it's clear from this. I mean, you could easily, if you didn't know who XXXTentacion was and you put this on for somebody, they would just think that you probably had your Spotify on random and it was just plucking different artists from different genres. That's how crazy it is. Now, this track Heart Eater I have heard before. There is a video on my channel which wasn't blocked, so that one is out there. Enjoyable track, but not as strong as some of the other tracks on the record. I'll give it another listen anyway.
All them on, on God, take it off, get a car, shut the right dick like a porn star, nigga ding dong, at your front door like I'm at your front door like Jehovah's Witness. These niggas like some tortoises, I got machine gun like Portis.
He's got a bit more energy than the other tracks in this lane on this record.
Fight me, got a quick left jab and I shit like speed. Niggas say I'm next trap and I my dick's not. I ain't getting married till my dick drop, yo. I just want to hit it as flip flop.
Yeah, enjoyable verse actually there from Joyner. Just nice to hear Joyner spitting over something with a bit of heat. Like, my favourite Joyner is the Joyner on remixes. I also like the heartfelt movie making Joyner, but the Joyner on the remixes is my favourite guy.
I've been speaking to the reaper, seeing spirits when I'm sleeping. I've been creeping with them demons. Feeling like blood on the end of my
Wow, yeah, that was a fucking crazy track. The synth line was so grim. It sounded like something that you'd find on some weird R-rated, 18-rated action movie if you'd find on VHS at the back of the video store in like the early 90s or something like that. Just grimy, grim. Then the metal screaming, the kind of screamo edge to it, the nastiness. Very, very cool track. Yeah, just again, how is that on the same record as everything else? But yeah, that was a nasty one, man. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's recording it in a corridor somewhere on an old phone.
Do you still dream about me late at night? It was perfect just an hour ago.
From the past is all fading to black. Start to
Wow, what a beautiful ending to the record, and what a poignant ending. Even just the name of the song, everything like that. To combine as well, to combine so effortlessly with such a famous and big and well loved and well recognised band, but what a band to do it with, a band whose music's quite often, not all the time of course, sounds quite jaunty and upbeat, but when you listen to the lyrics of their music, it's also desperately sad, all about the loss of innocence and the kind of melancholy of your nostalgic memories, and even like What's My Age Again. Actually listen to the lyrics of that song, and again, just a perfect combination, a really poignant, a kind of hard-hitting ending to a record that's full of really kind of beautiful and heartfelt moments, and also hard moments, and showcasing his crazy variety, his crazy influence, his crazy external influence he has on other people, and the influences that he took in musically as well. If it was me, I would have probably cut 7 or 8 tracks off that, maybe taken the runtime down to about 35 to 40 minutes, and cut out some of the attentions, the VOS, a few of the tracks off that just weren't quite up to the same standard, and had something really beautiful, again with variety, but something that was a slightly better showcase. But again, I do understand it's kind of like a compilation of everything else that was out there, right, from what I can gather. But regardless, considering what it is, considering it is just a collection of moments, it is stuff, you can just hear it in the headphones, all different mixes, all different levels. The fact that it was still that strong and so much better than Skins, and I liked Skins, but there's so much better. The fact it was that strong, again, I said it's all the time, a testament to what an incredible artist, and one that there will be no other. There will not be another one that can not only have that level of variety and influence, and be interested in so many types of music, and also be inventive in so many types of music as well, and creative, but also that connects with his audience in such an unbelievable way. Listen, I say this all the time, but the people that you connect with musically when you're in your teens or your early adult life, that cannot be looked down upon. That is so special, and I will still connect with musicians all the time, but the raw emotion that you have at those ages, it is different. Everything hits different, and so it is with great empathy that I do feel for the the XXXTENTACION fans that truly hung on his every word. As much as I like the guy, I just didn't have the same, of course, that same connection with him, because how could I? But that your boy over here, while sick on a Friday in the UK, is that still loving that music. That will be listened to again. I will be putting that on again multiple times, and it's actually a surprise because I thought it was going to be much rougher, much more over the place, much less complete sounding, and honestly not as good. But then I shouldn't be surprised because it's X, and he was an incredible artist and would have been the next superstar in music, because his ability to combine, that he was growing into, to combine heartfelt messages with pop sensibilities that he was growing into, that was just taken into another level entirely. Not that he wasn't enormous with #1 albums and all that sort of stuff, but there's levels and levels and levels. And unfortunately, we'll never see that. But yeah, guys, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. I know this build will be going to be a funny one as a reaction if I managed to get it up on YouTube with very small clips, so forgive me for that. Blame the label. It's just one of those things which is ridiculous, because we all know how much X actually loved reaction channels, and obviously he reached out to so many and connected with so many, Dante, etc. So the fact that the label would want to block reactions is fucking nuts. But hopefully I've managed to get it up on YouTube and you're seeing this, otherwise I'm just speaking into the ether. But regardless, thank you very much for your support, for all the X fans across my personal musical journey, and we'll continue together. And guys, that's about it. Please do subscribe. There's a Patreon link if you want to take a look, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.